Our responsibility for year 2 is to look to the future, to do the curriculum work. Curriculum in Portland is non-existent. We have a verbal tradition in Portland. This is what we're doing, and we say that's what we're doing, but we have nothing in writing, and therefore nothing to hold ourselves against in terms of benchmarks. We want to make sure that the financial controls that we put in place actually work and are refined in year 2. There's still a tremendous amount of work to do there. Our graduation rates, here's another piece of news for you. You know, we talked about the dropout rates. Next month I'll share with the school committee our graduation rates. Our graduation rates, again, we went from the bottom of the city school systems in Maine to the top of the city school systems in Maine. You know, talk about pride. 83% of our Deering kids are graduating, 82% of our Casco Bay High School are graduating, and 77% of our Portland High School kids are graduating. Now, we could have tripped the Portland High School number over to 80% because late in the game we learned that there were kids that we could count as graduates who legitimately could have been counted, but we didn't know that until after the fact. So all of our high schools are exceeding state average, and all of our high schools are exceeding national average in terms of graduation rates. So we talked about year 1, we talked about year 2, and then I want to go back to the theme of can Portland Public Schools become a leader? I believe Portland Public Schools can be a leader in the state and the region. King Middle School, good example, gets lots of press. U.S. Secretary of Duncan came and visited us. Principal of the Year, Mike McCarthy. Casco Bay High School gets lots of attention. Major article in Edutopia magazine, which is a magazine devoted to public school systems that work. And it was recognized by the International Center for Leadership as a model school. Portland High School, Mike Johnson is sitting here in the audience this morning. 3 things happened at Portland High School that I know Mike's chest filled with pride. One was we turned around our SAT participation. For 7 years, we couldn't get enough kids in on a Saturday to count our test scores. Last year, we had the highest turnout in the city for test scores, and now our goal is to make sure those test scores not only count, but our youngsters exceed proficiency. That's one example. Another example at Portland High School that I'm very proud is a grant. Now, this is a grant that we applied for that really established a future direction for Portland High School, and I will tell you up front, we didn't get it. Well, why is he talking about it? Because it established a strategic plan for Portland High School. More importantly, I think we are going to get a grant related to the grant we applied for from another organization because they saw the work that Portland High did and really got excited by it. So that's something that will be coming up in the future. You know, just becoming a leader for Maine, strong leadership, systems thinking, multi-year budgeting, accountability, transparency, model programs in schools, and recognizing our needs, saying them openly, and dealing with them honestly. So where do you all come in? Our schools, as you know, are microcosms of our community. You have to become an active partner. You can't sit back and say, I wish the schools would produce better students so they'd be better prepared for the workplace. What are you going to do to help us make that happen? Give you a real-life example. We had an ELL student come into Portland who couldn't speak a word of English. He had a mentor who was an engineer. That youngster got a full boat scholarship to Colby College last year. You know, grandparents, if you're a grandparent in this room, there's an organization that organizes grandparents coming into our schools K through 12. Salvation Army, great partner. Last year I reached out to them just as I did the chamber. They're establishing a preschool program across the street from Portland High School for our youngsters who have had babies while they're still high school students. Learning Works in the West End, great partner in education, real work for alternative ed kids. Unum, great partner for us. Cumberland County Credit Union, Seaport Credit Union. Interesting about Seaport, they have a scholarship competition at Riverton Elementary School for college applicants. Riverton Elementary School, college applicants, setting the pace. So we need you to support our public school system so that we can be attractive to businesses, and Portland will have a a real drawing card for the city. The other piece that I really wanted to bring home is something that we learned late last week, and Steve Rowe is aware of this. We learned last week that our optometrists in the city can't afford to provide glasses under MAID care. We have 200 youngsters in the city right now who need glasses. Poor kids whose families cannot afford glasses. They can't see the board to write their notes. They can't read their books because they can't see. So our business community, this is what I'm asking today. If you can find your way to helping Portland Public School youngsters in poverty pay for their glasses so that we can make sure they can learn well, then that would be an important contribution, and a very meaningful contribution you could make. 200 kids at $200 a pop is $40,000. It's $40,000 worth of glasses that they're a real need for. I think that we can work with our optometrists and eye care professionals and really work with them to supplement what Maine Care isn't providing. They're getting $19.85 rates for glasses. If you were running a business and you had to do it on $19.85, you wouldn't survive today. So I understand where they're coming from, and we want to be a partner with them in trying to make sure that our youngsters in poverty can learn by seeing the work that's in front of them. So as you think about that, you could make a contribution to Portland Public Schools and just put eyeglasses on the contribution, and I would greatly appreciate that, and so would the children of Portland. So we've talked big and we've talked small. Big is the big vision, where we want to take this system, where we want to make Portland the best school system in the state, region, and nation. Small is, we need glasses for poor kids. So I will end my speech and thank you once again for letting me be the second runner-up and speaking to you as the opener of Eggs and Issues and open it up to questions.